veo más, no te busco, pero tú dejaste el abuso con el tuzo. Ya no te veo más, no te busco, pero tú dejaste el abuso con el...
Hello everybody, this is Christian again to show you how to work Native Instruments Cuba that was just recently released to the market. And before I continue, please subscribe to this channel or make a comment. Remember that that's the only way we hear back from all these people watching these videos, and that's nice reward for us to hear also about you. Anyhow, so in this part of the video, I'm going to show you how to use Native Instruments Cuba with your sequencer. On the first part of this videos, I talk about how to use the instrument by itself. For now, we want to attempt to make an actual song with the plugin. So first, go ahead and open your... I'm gonna open Digital Performer. This is my my sequencer, and here you go. So I have a blank template, and very important that everything that I do here applies for any other program out there in the market. Protools, Sonar, doesn't matter. Same concepts apply. And so let's get started. First, I want to create a MIDI track. Here it is. Let me erase the first one. Okay. So I'm going to name this MIDI track Cuba Native Instruments. Okay. And now I want to add a track, instrument track, which is a virtual instrument, Native Instruments, and Contact 5. So it's gonna open now the plugin. Here you go. And for this part of the tutorial, I'm gonna use the most easiest and fastest way of making music, which is using the melodic ensemble. You can drag any one of those. My favorite is contemporary. And here you go. There it is. This is easier to use because the patterns that are already programmed include bass, piano, percussion, and tres, and the music is pretty much already made for you. You just have to use a little bit of your own creativity to play around with the tracks. And okay, so here I'm gonna press play. First thing you need to know is the speed of the song. If you as you can see this button here, it says sync. It actually matches the speed that you have on your sequencer. You see it right here. If I move this up to 192, let me do this one more time. 190. 192. That will be a nice speed to start. Here you go. So it should show in the sequencer. Let me see. Something's wrong here. Try it again. There you go. Okay, so 192. That's my speed for the song, which is like a standard speed for a salsa song, traditional Cuban song. And there you go. Then the second thing you need to know is how you're gonna trigger the sounds from here onto your sequencer. There's two different ways of doing it. If you click on a host, every time you click play on your sequencer, it would play, and when you stop, it stops. However, this way you don't have complete control of the instrument because you depend on the play and stop button here to manipulate the instrument. So I'm gonna go back to keys, and that refers to the actual MIDI keyboard that I have here. In the screen you cannot really see it, but I'm gonna just go down. You can't really see it. It won't let me go down. Anyway, so I have a MIDI keyboard myself. I'm just gonna assign the right output, which is contact 1. Oh, I'm sorry, it's contact 5-2. There you go. Which is the one that I just opened. There you go. So every time I play a low C, this is a MIDI C1. It would play the pattern here, and I explained in previous videos how to handle how to assign patterns to each key on the keyboard. So what I'm gonna do before I start recording anything, I'm gonna assign the patterns that I want for this particular song. Okay, so I'll go to browser, and for C, I'm gonna go to timba 2 and assign marcha abajo. There you go. For C sharp, marcha abajo 2. There you go. For D, I'm gonna assign marcha arriba. And then for D sharp, marcha arriba 2. E, for E, I'm gonna assign breakdown. For F, breakdown, maybe breakdown 2. Good. And then for F sharp, maybe a break. Let's try this break. There you go. So as you can see here, every time I play C1, marcha abajo, E flat, marcha abajo 2, C1, marcha arriba, E flat, marcha arriba 2, break down for E, break 1 for F, and then G flat, break 1, 2. I think I won't need more than that. Cuba allows you to assign up to 12 different patterns on one song. You can go up to anywhere from C1 to B1, and then after that you just can't do that. Anyway, so that's plain enough for my song. Before I close this, it's kind of very important that you are aware of the chord progression you're going to use for the song. The cool thing about this browser is that on each different genres, timba 2, all the 12 variations are made from 5 different chord progressions. If you go to salsa 1, for instance, all these 12 styles within salsa 1 are gonna operate with these 5 chord progressions. That's what the options are. So going back to timba 2, I'm gonna C minor, A flat, B flat, C minor. That's a cool chord progression. So the first thing you want to be aware is that as you play different notes on your MIDI keyboard, these chords are going to change. So you want to make sure that they are coherent. So for now, I want to just make sure that all of them are the same chord progression. And that, of course, affects the bass, the piano, and the tres, the melodic instruments. Okay. So now all my patterns they share the same chord progressions. So this way we don't have any discrepancies in the harmonic side of the song. And next I want to decide the key. Maybe I'm gonna go for A minor. I like A minor. and that of course affects all the patterns. Okay, so I'm gonna close my browser and this window, and then I think I'm ready to start rolling. Last thing, just like a little touch up, I explained these 3 knobs in the previous videos, so I just want to make sure that I got that's it. Okay, I think that sounds good for me. And all right, so I think I'm done with the instrument. I'm probably gonna go back later to do some mixing once everything is laid down. And then, so you see Cuba here. This is my overall tracks. And then I think I'm ready to start recording. So the first thing I'm gonna do, and I have to point out that I'm not a singer myself. I'm more of a piano player and an arranger and composer, but singing is not my strength. So please don't mind my singing. I'm gonna just go ahead and lay down a reference for what's gonna be the body of the song, and turn on my metronome. There you go. And I'm gonna start from measure number 1 and get rid of these repeats. Okay, so I'm gonna record the actual notes on the keyboard. Let me just open this one for later. Okay, so I have vocals here. Good. So I'm gonna record in a vocal here. There you go, the signal. And this is gonna be a reference for me. Sounds weird. There you go, I think sounds better. It's gonna be a reference for me for the body of the song. So let me just change the routing here to 12. See. Okay, that sounds better. Okay, so that's gonna be my reference vocal, and I just gonna try to come out with a melody as I perform this. So just to start recording 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. So the introduction, and then the verse comes in. No quiero verte y pensar que tú has cambiado tanto. Si la vida te sonríe, te dio y no mereces mi llanto. Ya no quiero verte y pensar que tú has cambiado tanto. Si la vida te sonríe, te dio y no mereces mi llanto. So obviously the second time I sang this verse was a lot better, and I'm gonna probably get rid of the first time I did that. So let me isolate these tracks here. So only the vocal that I just recorded, you'll see here, and Cuba right there. So you see here the actual MIDI file. So I just had to play. Make this a little bigger. Oh. C1, which is what triggers the instrument into what you heard, and I just kept pressing the key until I stopped recording. From here, I don't really need to be recording more of these notes in order to trigger Cuba. I can just copy and paste them according to what I want to do. All right, so let me just change the routing for this. Mono routing. Let's try to 11. It's like the introduction, and then the verse comes in. Ya no quiero verte y pensar que tú has cambiado tanto. Okay, I don't like that. And it's exactly the same, so I'm gonna copy this. Just a little bit better. Again, sorry for my singing, it's not the best. Ya no quiero verte y pensar que tú has cambiado tanto. Okay, and then I wanna make sure that also you can hear the instrument. All right, so I want to play from the beginning and ya no quiero verte y pensar que te has cambiado tanto. Si la vida te sonríe, te dio y no mereces mi llanto. Ya no quiero ver. So here you can see the music stopped playing because I simply didn't trigger the note long enough. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just make it a little longer. This is the actual note that you see here, so I want to just make it longer until the verse. You see the verse right here, so that's until measure 29. So I want to just drag it over, make it a little longer. Get in there. There you go. Okay, I want to get rid of this window, and I want to just make sure that you can actually see. There you go. So that was with the vocals, and this is where the note finally ends until here. Mi llanto. There you go. So after here, so you see, sorry about this vocal delay. I'm recording video, and my vocals is also being recording in the program, so it causes a delay that I don't know how to fix yet. Anyway, so I'm here. I'm gonna have some horns coming in. I'm gonna call these horns. And then after that, on the horn section, probably want to use the different pattern that I assigned to D flat 1. That's good length. Put it until here. This is where the horns are gonna come in. So you know that the difference between put it back. So you had the first pattern, which is marcha abajo 1. Marcha abajo refers to the part of the song which is kind of still mellow and the verse is happening. And marcha abajo 2 is just an actual variation. Marcha arriba is when the actual chorus is happening. This is like with the main hook of the song is taking place. So I'm gonna use this a little bit later in the song. So going back here. So for the horns, I'm using marcha abajo and a little variation, and then after the horns taking place, I'm gonna name this new section as coro. So this is where the coro is gonna come in, and it's gonna come out as a form of breakdown. And I think I assigned this to E1. Yeah, that's E1. And this is when my coro comes in, and what I need to do now is just to record a coro for this section. So what I'm gonna do, I wanna make it more exciting. I have a coro, then I have another pattern. No. think I made a mistake. What I want to do is on breakdown 1. Oh, that's what it is. So instead of break 1 on F1, I want to change it to breakdown 2. Oh, there you go. That's much better. So I want to assign these F1 right here when the chord is still happening, and then here, this is when the groove comes in. So groove comes in, and again, this is still the chorus, the main hook of the song, and I want to try to come up with a chorus here. So let's record a chorus, and that chorus is gonna come in right here, and I'm just gonna create a MIDI note that it's gonna help me doing that right here. So that's D1. That's the actual note. So I want to let it play, and then I'm gonna try to record one chorus. See what happens.
Ya no te veo más, no te busco, pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo.
That's it, that's one. And now I want to record another one on top of that.
Ya no te veo más, no te busco, pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo.
You couldn't hear the other one. That's fine. Let's hear the two of them together.
Ya no te veo más, no te busco,
A little bit out of tune.
pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo.
Okay, may have to do a little melodyne here, auto tuning or whatever. Okay, and now let's record the third vocal. Does it work?
Ya no te veo más, no te busco, pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo.
I think I got a little bit out of tune on that. Okay, so the three of them are gonna sound like that.
Ya no te veo más, no te busco, pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo.
Okay. So that's something decent. Let me just clean up this one so it looks nice. Erase these ghosting notes from my microphone. And I'm cleaning this up because later it's gonna be easier for me to copy and paste when these guys are organized well. And merge sound bites, and now I can see silence in between. I don't have to worry about bleeding from the speaker. And okay, so that's my choro. The next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna reroute my choro so it sounds nice. So let's bring it up to this auxiliary track. So all of them are gonna go to the vocal main bus 5 and 6, 5 and 6, 5 and 6. Okay, good. So that's my actual choro, and it sounds like that.
Ya no te veo más, no te busco, pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo.
Okay, and probably want to mix this a little bit later. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit. And all right, so the same choro is gonna be repeating many times. And starting here, when my breakdown starts after the horns, it's gonna sound like this.
Ya no te veo más, no te busco, pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo. Ya no te veo más, no te busco, pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo. Ya no te veo más, no te busco, pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo. Ya no te veo más, no te busco, pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo.
All right, so I got my chorus section here. Again, this is a condensed version of a real salsa song. You can always expand the verse 2, 3 times, 4 times as longer than this. The horns, the coro normally is the part that repeats many times on a salsa tune, and then you can expand this as long as you want. And the last section is gonna come after the coro and this groove section. I'm gonna add some horns. This is commonly called the mambo, and mambo refers mostly to the when the horns come in, and it's also called the moña especial. Has different names in Puerto Rico, Cuba, mambo or moña. They are slightly different concepts, but for now we want to just keep it like that. And then for the mambo, the moña, I'm gonna trigger, how about E flat? That's good. And it's gonna last about the same length. And I'm also missing one break that I had.
Ya no te veo más, no te busco.
Oh, I know what it is. So it's the one that I have assigned to F sharp. Oops. Copy this one again. There you go. And this one is gonna just last this length. You're gonna see why I added this one. This pattern F sharp one has a nice break for the percussion. Let me bring up it's called break 1. That's what it is. I assigned it to G flat 1. You'll see it right here.
Ya no te veo más, no te busco, pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo. Ya no te veo más, no te busco, pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo.
Okay, and then it occurs to me right now that I might want to add another break, and I'm gonna assign this to G 1. I gotta go back to Cuba. That's G1 right here, and I'm gonna do break 2. Oh, that's a nice one. Okay. By the way, one of the great things about Cuba, it's the elaboration of these patterns that are actually up and ready for you just to start using them. You don't have to really be savvy about clave or Afro-Cuban rhythms. They are pretty much there, ready for you to use. And all right, so G1 is another break into the mambo, which is the horns.
Pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo.
Okay, so that's it. Let me save this document. All right, so I have an actual scratch so far with vocals and rhythm section. And let's see, real time is up to a little bit above 1.5 minutes, which we made in the last 20 minutes or so. Okay, the next step, I'm gonna add some horn lines. So I have here some trombones, trumpets from different sample libraries, and I really like these ones, these trombones. They have a nice crescendo and are pretty cool to the style. And I'm gonna go back to my sequence and let me just bring them up. Okay, so you can see my trombones. This is my track, and let's see what comes in here. Oh, but I have to look at my chord progression. So I have A minor, F, G, A minor. That's my chord progression. There you go. One more time. That's what the vertex comes in. Listen one more time. I like that one, so I'm gonna put it here.
Te dio y no mereces mi llanto. Ya no
One more time.
y no mereces mi llanto. Ya no quiero verte.
That wasn't necessarily tight, so I can just go ahead and quantize this. Da-da-dum.
Y no mereces mi llanto. Ya no quiero verte y pensar que tú has cambiado tanto. Sin la vida te sonríe, te dio y no mereces mi llanto.
That's good. Another trombones that I'm adding there, and I want to quantize this. A note about quantizing is that you might not want to quantize everything you do here. Quantizing can be good sometimes, but some other times has the risk of making your song sound stiff and just too much of a machine. So try not to do that unless it's absolutely necessary. It seems like the second time I play this, guys, sound a lot better.
Ya no te veo más, no te busco.
Okay, and then the choro comes in, and then after that we have the mambo de moña, and then this is another place when the trombones are gonna come in. Let's see what comes to my mind.
Pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo.
I like that.
Pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo.
I think that's better. A little bit too late. Still. Okay, I think I like that, and I'm gonna move this twice. And the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add the trumpets. So a nice way for trumpets, I have a sample that I made myself. You can see it here. Let me open. There you go. So I've never been happy with the trumpets out there, so I had to sample this one myself. Just to show you, I have 4 different layers, one for short notes, one for long notes, one for glissandos, and one for bends. And these effects are pretty common in salsa, in modern salsa. And so let me show you. So if you play, this is the first layer of short notes. That's the short notes. And then every time I move the wheel, the modulation wheel, it switches to the long notes. Now every time I play it harder, you can see here it goes beyond the velocity, goes beyond, what is it? I think it's beyond 122. You have these different effects. Okay, so I'm going to use this trumpet to embellish what the horn, what the trombones are doing. That's like a very improvised trumpet horn line. Let me make this bigger. There you go. I think I like that line better. So let's try this one more time. The first time I played this, so it's a lot better. So okay, so I'm copying this and okay, and then after this, I have another trumpet sound, and I always like doubling. Yeah, that sounds a little bit more fat. And let's go over in the middle. I think I have another trombone. You see the blue thing? I have another trombone.
Y no mereces mi llanto. Ya no quiero.
I think I can leave without trumpet here, and then let's go to the horn section on this part of the song. Make it big.
Llanto.
Okay, yeah. I like that.
Llanto.
I like that. Ba-da-da-pum-pum.
Si la vida te sonríe, te dio y no mereces mi llanto. Si la vida te sonríe, te dio y no mereces mi llanto.
Pum-pum-pum. For some reason the second note didn't sound. And
Si la vida te llanto.
pum-pum. Oh, nobody. There you go. Then there you go. What I just did is I overdub the recording, moving the modulation wheel up and down, because that's the way I have my trumpet programmed to do all these different sounds. Okay, and I'm gonna copy what I just did. Hold on, I'm not done. That one sounds good. Okay, that's good. And maybe quantize that one a little bit. Okay, and then move this one. And then I'm gonna double this trumpet again. Okay, that's what the coro in, and then last thing I want to record is the mambo moña at the end, right here.
Con el tuzo.
On a typical mambo, you let the trombones or the saxophones, whatever you have, go first, and on the second round, that's where the higher pitch instrument comes in this case the trumpet. Let's see what I can play. Oh, it didn't work out. One more time. Okay. That should have been a longer note. Doesn't work. I guess I have to bring down the velocity. One more time. Something like that. I'm not gonna brain too much about these lines. I normally write down in notes what are these instruments doing. Okay, so I think now I have some horns going on. I have some coros, and the next step for me is to do a little bit of mixing. So first thing I'm gonna do is just to mix some of my coros, my nice chorus. So mixing board. And so my first recommendation, some colleague was asking me, hey, what is your idea about mixing coros? So first thing, you might want to find the lead. That's the one right there. And the lead normally goes in the middle, not too much span to the right or the left, maybe in the middle. And then after that, you start raising the other two harmonies. And I'm gonna pan it to the left and to the right.
Ya no te veo más, no te busco. Pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo.
It all depends on how full you
Ya
want.
no te veo más, no te busco. Pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo.
Okay, and then from there, I think I'm happy with how they're distributed in terms of levels. And let me add some EQ in here because I'm using this vocal mic, not a condenser mic. It's more like a dynamic mic. You have a lot of mud. You don't need anything below 100K, and a lot of highs to add more presence.
Ya no te veo más, no te busco. Pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo.
Okay, a little bit less, 200.
Ya no te veo más, no te busco.
Good. After that, I'm gonna add a compressor, and this compressor is gonna make it sound a little more even in terms of frequencies.
Ya no te veo más, no te busco. Pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo.
Good. After that, I'm gonna add it's a great plugin from Waves. It's called the Stereo Imager. What it does, it sort of gives you the idea that you are in the middle of the left channel on the right channel of your speakers, and sort of makes a very cool spectral effect.
Ya no te veo más.
This is with nothing on it.
Ya no te veo más, no te busco. Pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo.
Okay. This mud is still bothering me.
Ya no te veo más.
Gonna compress a little bit more.
Ya no te veo más, no te busco.
That's good. And then after that, I'm gonna add a little bit of a chorus. Not too much, because otherwise it may sound like a chipmunk. You don't really want that.
Ya no te veo más, no te busco.
There you go. That's left.
Pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo.
Okay. After that, I'm gonna add some reverb. How about I add some plate? There you go.
Ya no te veo más, no te busco.
I can equalize the plate. Too much lows on these
Ya
presets.
no te veo más, no te busco. Pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo.
Okay. And a couple more things I'm gonna add. This is a great plugin from Sonox, and it's called Oxford Inflator. Basically what it does is that inflates the sound of your track. It makes it more fat
Ya no te veo más.
without adding EQ, of course. This is more about
Ya no te veo más, no te busco.
good. A little bit more.
Ya no te veo más, no te busco.
And the last thing I want to do is just a little limiter. Make sure that the levels are even.
Ya no te veo más, no te busco. Pero tú dejaste de abuso con el tuzo.
There you go.
Ya no te veo más, no te busco. Ya no te veo más, no te busco.
Okay, I think I'm pretty much can live with that. And I'm gonna do a little touch up of the horns. I'm gonna come back from the beginning. Then
Ya no quiero verte y pensar que tú has cambiado tanto. Si la vida te sonríe, te dio y no mereces mi llanto. Ya no quiero verte y pensar que tú has cambiado tanto. Si la vida te sonríe, te dio y no mereces mi llanto. Ya no te veo más, no te busco, pero tú dejaste el abuso con el tuzo. Ya no te veo más, no te busco, pero tú dejaste el abuso con el tuzo. Ya no te veo más, no te busco, pero tú dejaste el abuso con el tuzo.
Okay, the last thing I want to do is I want to go back to Cuba, and I need a little bit more. Sorry, this is not the one I'm looking for. I'm looking for this one. There you go. And I'm gonna probably do some mixing here. More piano, bass, a little bit more punchy.
Ya no quiero verte y pensar que tú has cambiado tanto. Si la vida te sonríe, te dio y no mereces mi llanto. Ya no quiero verte y pensar que tú has cambiado tanto. Si la vida te sonríe, te dio y no mereces mi llanto. Ya no te veo más, no te busco, pero tú dejaste el abuso con el tuzo. Ya no te veo más, no te busco, pero tú dejaste el abuso con el tuzo. Ya no te veo más, no te busco, pero tú dejaste el abuso con el tuzo. Ya no te veo más, no te busco, pero tú dejaste el abuso con el tuzo.
Okay, so I think that's pretty much what it is for now. These definitely can get better with a different microphone, and I just show you how to make a quick salsa track from Cuba and some horns and using your vocals. Definitely what's missing here is the lead vocal for a real salsa singer. So I don't consider myself a salsa singer myself, so that's the only part that is missing in this video. But I hope you enjoy this, and I hope it helps you to create your own sound bites. And on the next set of videos, I'm gonna explain how to do some timbre rolls here and there, make some variations on how the conga and bongos are being played. And for that, we want to use the other set of presets on Cuba, which is the percussion, ensemble, singer percussion, and melodic instruments. And that's part of a different videos. But for now, you should be good to go. Thank you. Hope you enjoy this. I'll see you later. Bye bye.